That's where we ate, right there, the square ringer.
Was it worth the wait?
Yeah, it was alright.
No tissues in here, huh?
No, ooh, jeez, what is that? No tissues. Oh, no tissues. Oh, yeah, tissues.
Thank you. I just needed one.
Michael. You get my belly?
Oh yeah.
No, I missed that.
Ooh, weird.
What's that?
Pretty flowers.
Those are beautiful.
We're going out the front door and going that way. No, we go that way.
Let's go in there and hang out the lobby area.
Hello.
How'd you make out? How'd you make out last night?
We didn't catch that. We were here this morning.
This morning.
It was so dark. All I could think of you people riding on that path.
No, we.
Hello, honey. You look so.
Or at least a big fan of these.
Pushing presents. Anything like that.
How are you, Neil Diamond?
Anything else? Oh, there's another one.
Yes, I like the more delicate chain.
Ah,
That's perfect for me.
that. All right, there it is.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at him speed. I don't believe it. What's this? My mom wants that?
Yeah.
I ID myself first. Hello, my man. Yeah.
Not more than Social Security when you retire.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pension.
Oh, rather than
You think Pickles? You think Richard gets any benefits out of that job?
Yeah. Yeah.
All rise, please.
Oh, you're kidding.
seated.
Mark and Susan have invited us to share a very special moment in their lives to acknowledge the continuation of a strong and growing relationship and the confirmation of their lives together as husband and wife. The commitment that they're about to make was not entered into lightly, but with consideration, respect for each other, and a sense of reverence. It does not preclude beauty, joy, or humor. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It's never being too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say, I love you at least once each day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with a honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of... It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It's not only marrying the right partner, it's being the right partner. Mark, to take Susan, for better or for worse, to have and to hold from this day forward as your lot and good wife.
I do.
Will you love, honor, and care for her in sickness and health, so long as you love her? Susan, will you take Mark, for better or for worse, to have and to hold from this day forward as your lot and good husband? Will you love, honor, and care for her in sickness and health, so long as you love her? We please provide this. The wedding ring is an unbroken circle which symbolizes unending and everlasting love, and as a visible symbol which represents your inner commitment to one another. May your life together be blessed with everlasting happiness. Mark, as a token of your love for Susan, would you place the ring on her finger and repeat after me with this ring?
With this ring,
I do.
I declare.
Susan, as a token of your love for Mark, would you place the ring on his finger and repeat after me? This ring, I do. I charge each one of you present, family and friends, to do all in your power to encourage, aid, and sustain the union of love between Mark and Susan. An Apache wedding blessing. Now you will feel no rain, for each of you will be shelter to the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth to the other. Now there is no loneliness for you. There is no more loneliness. Now you are two persons, but there was one life before you. Now go to your dwelling place, to enter into the days of your togetherness. And may your days be good and long upon the earth.
Now this is the Indian blessing. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries and breathe new strength into your being. In all the days of your life, may you walk gently through the world and know its beauty.
Let no one come between or discourage this couple who today have pledged themselves one to another as husband and wife. This marriage affirms a bond of love and faithfulness. Let us all recognize this bond and support this couple. By the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Mark, just pray. Please rise. The bride and groom are going to go down the garden where you folks can go down as well and congratulate them. I'm also told that the reception is following in the Town room, and there's some observers. The first assignment you have is to go down and congratulate the bride and groom. Having said that, they're about to go down the stairs, and I would love
You're not even drinking my tea. Oh, it's tea. Over here.
What's the status on the feet?
Very swollen, very sore, stuffed into those small shoes.
Is it true about the rumors that you're drinking an alcoholic beverage?
It is. It's a Cape Codder.
Is it?
It is.
What about the baby?
The baby likes it. The baby likes vodka.
Yeah, puts him to sleep.
Enjoys it.
Makes him sleep. Not so active.
Not so active. We're going for low birth weight.
Low birth, right? Good.
Yes.
I brought a couple of packs of cigarettes. You think you'll start that up?
Yes. Yes.
And you have been scaling down on your back on your meals, even though you feel hungry.
Scaling back. Caffeine up the wazoo.
Good call. Good call.
Cigarettes and alcohol.
Little speed.
Yeah.
Oh, we're here.
She gave me a stack of new pictures to film, things like this.
Let's see it, Chair.
I got a party going on.
of minutes ago.
Had a contraction.
How'd that treat you?
I was a little nervous about it. But I'm okay now. Want to dance? Hi.
The lighthouse.
Yeah? Is it nice? Yeah. Strangers in the night, exchanging bubbles. What a beautiful day. I'm going to get Susan from here. That's nice.
Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me.
Susan, congratulations.
Pizza Fest, 99.
Good job, buddy.
You ordered all this food? You ordered mushrooms?
What? You think just because I don't eat it, I'm going to drop big points?
Yeah, I did think that.
Yeah, that was Mike.
Looks good. You didn't bring paper plates?
No,
Just kidding, that's your water, right?
3 weeks. What
do you want, veggie?
Probably can.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Right over there in the corner. I don't know what that one is.
Loretta forgot the paper plates.
I know that's
It's my fault. Write it down on the list. I said lots of
Susan and Mark spending a wild night.
Yeah.
Honey honeymoon night.
This is it, man.
All the pizza they can eat.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I will have a piece.
I can help myself.
A lot of work goes into putting together a party like this, and not the of which is the wait staff here working very hard and serving us and cooking delicious food. Could we please have a round of applause for everybody working so hard here?
We're gonna have Bubba's kid next year.
At Rentham Pearl Park.
I guess they already moved.
Our first guest speaker this evening grew up with my father and spent a good chunk of their lives together down Hog Island. So if we could please have Guy Davis take center stage. A big round of applause for Guy. He promised this would be under a half hour.
There's going to be a test after this, too.
And the dancing girls were canceled, right?
Right. Well, they told me it was supposed to be a roast. Okay. Now, I don't know. You know, roast is where you try to find something to say that's bad about something, right? Well, I thought, and you know, I just couldn't. I mean, here we're talking about Ted Mayer. I mean, Ted Mayer, you know, from St. Catherine's, the altar boy, you know, the Mr. almost a saint. And it took me a long time. It took me a long time, but I did find a couple of things, just a couple of little things. And as you know, we met on Hog Islands over 50 years ago. Somebody's getting old here. But one of the things that I remember is when we were young, as all young people are, we're fascinated by cars. Well, one night, we're about maybe, I don't know, 13 or 14 years old, and we decide we're going to borrow Mr. Bedard's. Now, we're on Hog Island now. There's only a few cars, and it was a real old car. I don't know what it was, but Ted gets in the seat, and we push the car down the hill, and we start up the car. So Ted steals the car. So, you know, he starts a new career, and he goes around the island driving the car, but he comes back and drives right by Mr. Bedard's house. Well, that's kind of chancy and stuff, but he does this again. Goes right by Mr. Bedard's house. Now, this is like late at night. Well, about the third time, Mr. Bedard, you know, finally wakes up, and he gets out there and, whoa, you know, what's going on here? So Ted stops the car right in front of him, jumps out. Now you got to remember, there's only about 6 kids that are of that age on Hog Island. There's only one kid with red hair and freckles, and he's running from Mr. Bedard. So right away we know that he's not too bright. That car thievery is not going to be his career. So we tell him right away, you know, be an electrician, because all you have to do is black to black and green to green, you know, and that's about it, you know. So that was the end of his career as a car thief. We had other adventures. We did a lot of things on Hog Island. Most of them we can't talk about, but we used to go over to Bristol, and Bristol used to be quite a sailor's town, and it was a big leave town for sailors. And we'd go over there on weekends and stuff, and we'd steal drinks from the sailors. And we'd get in a lot of trouble with this. One time, there were a couple of guys sitting along the side of the road. One guy would distract, and the other guy would grab the beer from him, right? Well, one guy stands up. He must have been about 8 feet tall. We learned how to run very fast, too. We got out of there real fast. But that was one of the other things we used to do, this boy that you all know from St. Catherine's. The other thing is that, I don't know how many of you have been to Hog Island, but Ted has built this huge house. It started out as a little shack. He had his wife doing diapers in a potato chip can in the backyard. But he gradually added onto the house. He put on a porch. He put on a back pot. He put on a second story. And now it's almost like a Taj Mahal. Now, what do you think, Ted? How much do you think you have in the house? I know how much you have in the house. He's got about $18 in the house. He stole all that stuff from job sites. He stole everything. penny of it. I mean, this altar boy, you know, this guy, right? And he, you know, he's a very good person, but he did pick up a few things at these job sites that he worked on. Another thing I remember about Ted is when I was about 16 or so, I used to go up to Boston, and we'd go to the old arena to watch him play hockey. Now, all you people know that Ted loves hockey and played hockey for Norwood. And he would, I'd go up there. Now, for me, that was a big thing, to drive from Pawtucket, you know, back in the old days, to go up to Norwood and up to Boston and watch him play hockey was a major thing. And so I was really looking forward to watching Ted play hockey. So we'd pick up a couple of friends, and we'd go up there for the game, and we'd be sitting there in the old arena and be waiting, you know, and I'd say, hey, here comes Ted. Ted's going on the ice. Wow, wow, yeah. Boom, Ted's on the ice. Boom, boom, Ted's off the ice. Ted's in the penalty box. Ted was in the penalty box more than he was on the ice. I mean, you know, you should never give a stick to an Irishman. You know, he thinks it's a shillelagh, you know, and he's going to look for Protestants or Englishmen to hit, you know. And so anyhow, I would go up, I saw him maybe skate 30, 40 seconds, you know, in the 2 or 3 times I went up to watch him. The rest of the time he was in the penalty box, you know. So anyhow, this altar boy actually took high sticking to a new level, really did. But I don't want to wear up my time here, but it's funny about life. Life, just when you think you got everybody figured out, miracles happen. And Ted turned out from this kind of rambunctious teenager and young man, he turned into a great father, a great husband, and a great friend. And I want to congratulate him and wish him a great retirement.
Very nice. I guess there's a reason why they have these retirement parties later in your life, so that the kids don't hear these stories when we're younger. Next gentleman is a good friend of my father's from the Union, Mr. Jack Taylor. Big round of applause.
Thank you, Michael. I'm not only a friend of Teddy's from the Union, but I was 1 year behind him in high school, so I remember all those escapades on the ice. But a lot of things you don't know about Teddy is he was an excellent hockey player, but he also loved animals in high school. We had a high school science teacher by the name of Bug Learned. And Bug Learned had an alligator about 18 inches long. He used to keep in a case in his room. Well, everyone used to grab that gator and put him on the shade and send him up. Teddy was disturbed by that. So he liberated the gator. The only problem was he liberated the gator at the junior dance. The gator went out on the floor and the girls left the building. He graduated from high school Bailey. And went to work for Rittenberg Electric. He and I worked together for Rittenberg. At that time we were skiing up at Wildcat Mountain. We belonged to a all-men's club, the Zazu Skiers. Emblem was a Playboy bunny with broken skis and a champagne glass, and we lived up to that emblem. Well, Teddy was working for Rittenberg, and the owner of the shop, Phil Rittenberg, wanted to learn how to ski. So Teddy took him up for a weekend. Rittenberg paid everything up there, drove him up, and we said, that Teddy, what a little brown noser, sucking up to Rittenberg. The only problem was, Teddy got him up to the top of the mountain. A blonde went by, Teddy followed the blonde down, and Rittenberg was left up in the mountain for 3 days and never saw Teddy again. Another time we were working on a job in Wellesley. and there was a rug layer by the name of Woofer. And Woofer used to yell at the crew. And that aggravated all of us, electricians who are humble, sensitive people, didn't like the rug merchant yelling at his crew. So we found out that Woofer was getting married. So Teddy and I and Paul O'Mara, called Piggy, rather large, and Charlie Lee, bigger than Piggy, told the rug merchants we were going to give Woofer a present for his honeymoon. And if they disturbed us, we would be unhappy with the rug merchants, but they didn't disturb us. We got Woofer in a room, depantsed Woofer, and wrote on his lower part of his body with marks-a-lots various sayings. Well, Woofer, being a rug merchant and not too bright, took paint thinner to the lower portions of his body, and needless to say, had to postpone his honeymoon. Another time, there was a place in Norwell that many of us remember called the Wings Club. And we used to go down to the Wings for pizza, beer, and there were Trixies running around there. That was before Loretta. And Teddy was in there one night, and he was drinking Liquid Invisible. We've all drank that. 7 beers of Invisible. Well, he was kissy-facing with some young lady, and they're moving around, and they go into the ladies' room. And another lady walks in there, so Teddy, thinking quick, runs into a stall, rolls up his pant legs, and sits there with his hairy legs and work boots sticking out. Quick thinker, my man Ted. Another time, Loretta, this was after Loretta, AL, we were working in Foxborough, a bunch of us construction electricians. And Teddy told Loretta about Mr. Cornhusker Man. Mr. Cornhusker Man was a lotion guy. He was on TV about washing your hands with lotion, and he was going to come around and give everyone $5 if they waited for Mr. Cornhusker. We went home for lunch one time, and on the door was, Mr. Cornhusker Man, if I'm not here, leave the $5. Loretta let it up. So from then on, we come home for dinner and lunch. She used to make it for us, God bless her, and ask if Mr. Cornhusker Man came. She was not very impressed. But when we get back to Teddy and I, we started in 1970 as officers. We were on the examining board and executive board together. And we were also on the building committee. And if any of you ever go down the expressway, you can see Local 103's facilities. There's a large building there, there's the trust funds there, there's a school there. Well, I remember many years, Teddy and I tripped around looking spots for the building. Went over to Milton, looking at the monastery there. We spent many, many hours away from our families looking for spots for 103, and it turned out very well. And Teddy and I go way back, as I said. I was a junior in high school, he was a senior. We went through the electricians union together. He was in 104, then he came in 103. We worked on many, many jobs together. We worked together when it was, there was no referral and you could quit for someone. I'd go on a job and the job wasn't too good. I'd say, I quit and get Teddy's money too. And Teddy came in and said, just quit for your Teddy's, okay. And we'll go to another job. So, you know, they tell you, when you get to the end of the road, and Teddy and I are as far as electricians are concerned, and you look around for your friends, you can maybe count them on both hands. Well, I can tell you, on one hand is my wife Jeannie, and right next to her is my friend Teddy. Best of luck, Pat.
Thank you, Jack. The next gentleman is a good friend of my father's also, a member of the Millis Lions Club, Rick Terrara. Have a drink.
Well, I've known Ted for about 20 years. And I know Ted in the Lions Club. He introduced me into the Lions Club. Not like these gentlemen over here. They grew up with Ted and knew all these little stories about him. There's only one of those funny stories that I know about him. And I'll tell you that in about 2 seconds. Ted is, when I first met Ted, I don't know when I met Ted. We just happened to be friends one day, and I met him. Maybe it was about 20 years ago. I was a police officer here in the town of Millis, and I think I stopped him for a traffic offense. I wasn't sure. But I don't know how I met him, but I asked Ted one day, and this is when he was moonlighting for Honeywell, and I asked him if he knew a couple of good electricians. And he said, what do you need? I says, well, I need my house done up. So I says, well, gee, I says, can you name 2 good ones that will be good price? Real good ones now. So he scratched his head and he looked down and thought a minute, and he named 2. so I said to him, I says, oh, that's great. What are you doing with an electrician? I said, well, if you're an electrician, I says, well, can you do it? He says, yeah, I'm cheap. So he went and did it. Well, I want to thank him because in the long run, I was able to put an addition on my house. Because after he got through with the electricity over there, and we had the fire, and I got collected from the insurance company, I made out, so thank you for that addition. You know, he's still a prankster. We were over in the, doing a senior citizen party, and we were at the Glen Country Club. While we were there, I was cutting the meatloaf. And there was one of the Lions' wives, and she was new to the Lions Club. And she came in, and she was very worried that I was going real fast with cutting the meat. And Teddy's standing there. I says, hey, Ted, what do you think? Think about this, huh? He says, yeah. So he gets a bowl, poured it all over me and got it in my hand. And then all of a sudden I come around the slice and run into it too, going, oh my God! He goes, ha ha ha! He must have been bad in high school, I guess he was. So he's still a prankster. But I know you're retired now. I know you do all these safe little hobbies like jumping out of airplanes with your parachute and going down from Wachusett Mountain at, you know, Dead Man's Curve. That's okay. You'll live a long time. But Ted is a fantastic person. I just want to sign off. I haven't known him that long, but Loretta is a wonderful person. To my wife, she's a good friend, and we just love being here today. And if you want to know a great guy, we all know that Ted Maher is a great guy.
Okay. Next up, one of our neighbors and a representative of the Millis school system, Mrs. Mary Payson. Big round of applause.
Good thing you volunteered for that, Sharon. How's the arm? Steady cam.
Good evening. Nice to see you all. It gives me great pleasure to be here today to read a letter to Ted, who came to us from Frank Cabello. Now, many of you probably know Frank. Frank was the instructor for Millis Music Department for many years, many years. And also, he was a key person that started the TV production classes in Millis High School. At the beginning, we only had Cable 8, which was Community Calendar, and Cable 10, which was the cable that sent out the school plays that the kids did on their TV production courses, and also events for the town. It was in a trailer out back of the school, and it really was very small, and there wasn't much room in it. So Ted came into the picture when we were able to get space within the school to build a studio and to move the TV production move the TV production classes into the school. For you mature people who graduated from Millis High School, you might remember that there was a mechanics drawing room and also a workshop and a metal shop. And that was the area in which the TV studio was going. Well, I tell you, Ted arrived, and so did all of us to help with the new TV studio, but also arrived with a whole batch of skunks. They all took up their residence under the trailer where we were working out of. And I'll tell you, we did everything that was within the law to get rid of them, but they were smarter than we were. And they stayed there. And so when we moved into the studio, and Ted had a big hand in that, and I will read Frank's letter to you, we were very glad because then they tore down the trailer and the skunks had to find a new home. And that was the only way we got rid of them. So Ted, here is a letter from Frank to you. And it also encompasses many of the people at the middle schools. Dear Ted, I'm sending you my best wishes and greetings from Cape Coral, Florida. It's been many years since we had the opportunity to make Millis High School a better place with your generous help in powering up the high school TV production studio. I can recall how quickly you came to our rescue after you learned about our endeavors and would come to benefit many a high school student, including your talented and fun-loving youngsters at the time. When Mary told me that you were putting away the gloves, the cutter, the electric tape, and all the hardware in your trade, I knew I had to take a few moments or two to write in behalf of the many students that went through my TV production classes. Your contribution in effort, patience, hard work, and supplies may be forgotten by some, but I, along with many former students who assisted during the process, will remember your smile, your kidding around, and the big moment to turn on the switches. Never a fuse blew during our productions, and never a moment of doubt that our air conditioning would work to capacity after you were finished. It was a true success. I wish you a very best during your retirement and hope you have the opportunity to travel, to enjoy your wonderful, wonderful family and many friends. A toast to all of you who are attending the party from our family located here in Southwest Florida. To your health and happiness. Frank Gabella, former instructor, Millis High School. With the closing wish, happy retirement, signed, Frank and Carol. Thank you.
Okay, and next up, a very special guest, my uncle, Uncle Bill, also my godfather. I'm going to say a few words about his brother.
Well, Ted and I, this is a moment I've been waiting for a long time. Ted and I go back a long, long time, and I've learned quite a few lessons in my life from Ted, and I think maybe one of the first lessons I learned from Ted was fear. I don't know if many of you people know my brother when he might get a little upset, but he has a special way of crinkling his tongue and biting on it at the same time. Well, I remember this vividly when I was in the first grade. Those were the days when we used to go home for lunch during the middle of the day, and he must have dirtied my shirt or whatever, so he was responsible for finding a clean one and putting it on me. And I can still remember vividly that look in his face and him biting down on his tongue. The second lesson I think I've learned from Ted was that of vanity. Ted went through this stage of his life. I don't know if it was shortly after he met Peggy Naughton or whatever, but he was going to be the most bulked up gentleman that Norwood ever produced. And he did this with a variety of items. My father had acquired in his years of being in Canton football, this big old medicine ball. And so Ted had this up in his bedroom, and that was going to build up his abdomen. And another thing he decided he had to do was he got some kind of an old weight. I don't know if you remember this, Ted. And you had tied a string on it and he was going, excuse me, he was going to develop his biceps or triceps or whatever by doing these types of exercises and impressing Peggy, I guess. The next lesson I learned from Ted is thrift, and of course, if you know my brother, you know he doesn't really like to spend a nickel if he can. We decided we needed a vehicle. I had just turned 16, and he had just got out of the service, and so we had seen an ad in the Norwood Tribune. Maya Coughlin had an old '39 Chevrolet that he was selling for $5, and my brother thought that was a great price, and that if we shared in the expenses, he could have the car for the weekend to go up to the Zazu skiers, and I could have it during the week to drive to school. So that was a great time. Needless to say, I've learned quite a few lessons from my brother over the years, but I think the greatest lesson is what truly is a hero, and my brother definitely is a hero to me. He has all of the attributes, the sense of honesty, the sense of humor, the way he has raised his family. He's been a terrific role model for me, and I do appreciate that, Ted, and we wish you the best in your retirement.
All right. I guess now it's time to introduce the kids. First up would be Sharon Ann Monahan. If you could please step forward. All right, I guess she's going to be on her own.
What an honor it is to be able to speak tonight at my dad's retirement party, to be able to thank him for all he has given selflessly. It's pretty obvious what you all think and know about him, his work ethic, his reliability, his willingness to help others without recognition, the passion he shows to others without fame or glory. But in addition to all of these admirable traits, and perhaps more important, he is a great father. We were blessed with wonderful parents, a mother who cared for our every need at home, and a father who worked every day, even when he was unemployed. As stressful as it must have been to have 5 children to feed and clothe, my father just took one day at a time, and always kept his family as his first priority. Material things have never been important to my dad, but the love and lessons he has given to us are priceless gifts that we can only hope to pass on to our children. The greatest gift, and perhaps my dad's greatest accomplishment, is his faith. He has taught us by example to include God in our lives through our actions and words. My father can do just about anything. He has built a summer home on the island from scraps of wood, a room for his grandchildren, and is still remodeling the house on Causeway Street as we speak. But there are a few things that he can't do. He has no idea how to vacation, gamble, or shop. I took him shopping this past Christmas to the mall, and it was like taking a caveman to the mall. 3 children and a caveman. It was a wonderful experience. So I'm not sure that retirement will ever come to fruition, but that's okay, because I know it's the simple things in life that make him happy. Starting a new project, helping others, and playing with his grandchildren. I love you, Dad. Thanks.
I'm skipping me. We'll go right to Patrick, John Mayer.
Well, after hearing the story about the stolen car, I really don't feel so bad about the one I'm going to drop on you. When I was about 14, my friend Dean and I decided that when my parents left out for an event, that we would take the Honeywell van for a joyride. Well, we drove it around for a little while, and then we decided that, you know, I just need to put a couple dollars in the tank. So I decided I'd go to the mobile station downtown. Let's put a couple dollars in, and we decided that we wanted to walk around for a while. So we went up to Cumberland Farms, parked behind the building, and we said, let's park it here and we'll walk around for a while. And as we hit the sidewalk, beep, we looked up and waved, and it was my mother and father. And they were heading toward the mobile station. Dean and I looked at each other and we said, they're going home. We've got to get home before they do. Now, I haven't driven before, so I just said, all right, well, let's go. So we jumped in the van, and like a bat out of hell, we made it home and waited. Well, they didn't show up till later, and come to find out they were going to the large hall, which is right next to the mobile station. So it's a good thing they didn't catch us, because it would have ruined their night, our night, and I promise it won't happen again, okay? But the main thing I wanted to do was, pretty much now that I wanted to say tonight was, now that I'm raising a family, I realize how critical a strong character is to the success. One of the major components of my father's achievements is his character. His character as a father, his character as a husband, his character as a son, and a character as his brother, and a character as a friend. His character has never changed throughout the years. He's never gone off course. And unfortunately, it's a trait that we tend to take for granted, and I know I did. And I know it's not easy, because I'm, you know, raising 5 children, I can't imagine what's the easiest thing in the world. Everyone in this room has witnessed the strength of my father's character. And with this strength comes one of his greatest achievements, and that is his family. Thank you, Dad. Congratulations. Love you.
Next up, Teddy. Teddy the third. Big round of applause.
You think this is easy for me, don't you? All right. I'm going easy on you, Dad. Sharon took a lot of my thoughts, so. When asked to do this speech in honor of my father, I began thinking about many stories throughout my life. But instead of one story, I saw the big picture of my father, and it suddenly amazed me. We're not poor, and we're certainly not rich. But whatever my father provided for us, he worked for and earned on his own. He bought some land in Millis for $1,000, and he built a home that housed a family of 7. He purchased land on Hog $1,000 and built our family's dream vacation spot. He had a vision and took the chances in the projects many wouldn't have taken on, and it paid off big time. What amazed me most of all, when I think back to my childhood, and even today, is that with all the projects and different things my father was involved in, he was always there for me and the rest of my family. Cub Scouts, talent shows, football games, band gigs, my many trips to the hospital. And of course, the most important day of my life, well, second least, the birth of my son. Two of the many qualities that I realized my father passed on to me, first, my sense of humor, My wife Lisa can attest to that. And secondly, not to take chances in life. But the one quality I hope to acquire is the delicate balance my father had for work, projects, family, and fun. For all my father's achievements in life, I now know that he couldn't have done it without the love, support, and most importantly, patience to his wife, my mother, and Loretta. Did I read that right? Thank you. I love you both. I'm proud of you. And Dad, it was an honor naming my son after you. Congratulations.
All right. I'm going to have a tough time following these guys. But we'll have Kathleen next.
Every 4th of July down Hog Island, my dad takes out this huge American flag and he goes up on the roof and he puts it on the roof because if we're lucky enough, the Navy ship will come out and park about a mile away from the cottage. And one summer I was down the island by myself, and it was right before the 4th of July, and all of a sudden I look out and it was the Navy ship. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get the flag up on the roof, my father's not here. So I went out in the back of the shed and I found the huge American flag and I got all the stuff, and as I was walking towards the cottage, I thought, oh my God, they just put this huge addition to the roof. How the heck am I gonna get it up there? So I figured out a way. I climbed through the window. Actually, I think some of you built this addition up there, and but I did it. It took me about an hour and a half, and Aunt Helen and Uncle Bob looked on and shook their heads, but I did it. So later on that night, I took the boat into town and I picked my parents up, and I was so excited for my dad's reaction. We pulled into the cove, and I said, Dad, do you see anything different with the cottage? He looked, he said, oh wow, Kathleen, you put the American flag up. I'm like, yes. So as we're taking all the groceries up to the house, I see his smile kind of diminish. And I thought, God, what happened? And he said, Kathleen, what happened to all the ropes that we used to hold the flag down? I said, I didn't use ropes, Dad. I used nails. The wind will never, ever blow it over. He never yelled at me. I didn't actually know what I did wrong until the next rainstorm. My mother, get the buckets. We gotta get the buckets out. We got a flood. We got trips everywhere. And his new addition has water stains in the ceiling and everything. But you know what? You never yelled at me, and I'll never forget that, because you knew I was trying to do something right. And believe me, we have a lot of stories like that. And sorry, Dad, for that $5,000 mistake. But thank you for not yelling at me and for letting me learn those mistakes on my own. Thank you for teaching me how to fish, how to ski, how to swim, and to bring me to Hog Island. I mean, that's the place where I feel my happiest and my best, and I wouldn't have done it without you. I wouldn't do those things without you. Thank you for incorporating God in our lives. I mean, that's what's holding us together. And just for being such a great dad. Bottom line, you're the best. If I were to describe you in one word, it would be awesome. You're Superman. You do everything. And now that I have a daughter, and I can just hope and pray that she loves and admires me as much as I love and admire you and Mom. You're the best. Thank you. Okay. While we were growing up, my dad would always sing to us and teach us all different songs. Like whether we were driving to Hog Island or to Florida, wherever. You call us the Partridge Family, but we were singing at the top of our lungs. So, Dad, these go out to you. These songs are dedicated to you. And if any of you know these words, please join in. Beg you.
wondering where we've been disappearing to. We've been practicing over the last couple of weeks.
Have you got old shanty town?
We have nothing. We have nothing to show for it. I forgot that. Oh, I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. One is the sunshine, the second is rain. Third are the roses that roll down the lane. No need explaining, the one remaining is somebody I adore. I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before.
Katie, beautiful Katie, you're the only good girl that I adore. When the moon shines over the cowshed, I'll be waiting at the kitchen door. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer too.
Give me your answer too.
I'm crazy over the love of you.
For the love of you.
It will be a stylish marriage. I can't afford a carriage, but you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two.
Only a shanty, an old shanty town. Come on, Uncle. The roof is so slanty, it touches the ground. Just a tumble down near an old railroad track, like a millionaire's mansion, it's calling me back. I'd give up a palace if I were a king. It's more than a palace, it's my everything. There's a queen waiting there with a silvery crown in Shanty, an old shanty town. I'll build a bungalow big enough for two, big enough for two, my money big enough for two. And then we marry, happy we'll be, under the bamboo, underneath every tree. M-I-N-E-M-I-L-B-T-H-I-M, and hello, love, all that T-I-M, yes, that's all that R-E-S-T, and hello, love, all that T-I-M, time. Rack 'em up, stack 'em up, any old time. Hey! Believe it or not, Kathy came up with that idea, and we all said, no way. Right off the bat, we were like, no way, are we going to do that? But somehow we did it. I guess that probably goes to the courage to jump into projects that Teddy was talking about earlier that Dad has taught us. They were really hard to follow. For the, I was hoping to kind of wrap this up neatly after we did our little show, but they were really good. So could we have a round of applause for their dedications to my father? I think Uncle Bill hit the nail on the head when did you say frugal or thrifty?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. My father's always been very thrifty. He knew how to stretch a dollar. But it's true, we were never poor, but we were never rich. I don't think. Ma's hiding some money somewhere. We were never spoiled, I don't think. We always had, our bicycles usually came from the dump. We'd piece the bikes together. We all had bikes, but they were all, salvage. And we had, when we got to probably, what were we, 3, 4, we were able to drive our mini bikes around the house, and you know, safety was never a big concern around the house. You know, as long as he got a deal on it, or maybe he did a swap. He might have did some electrical work for a friend or something. And they gave him a real fixer-upper. I can specifically remember him putting me on a little red mini bike over at Tiberius Pit and sending me on my way, and I went to step on the brake, and the brake broke right away. And it was the first time on the bike, and I was terrified. And he came running out to stop the bike, and I had no idea that you let go of the gas. So I just kept going. He had to like tackle me. And I wiped out, I don't know. And we wear a nice safe helmet. We had these plastic football helmets we'd put on. We'd ride around the house. Some people have seen maybe some of our home movies where we have that. No. He was not too strict, at least as far as I was concerned, with as far as our school work. I know the girls had a different situation. Not too strict about, you know, where we were going, what we were doing. As long as it didn't, you know, get back to him that there was trouble going on. He kind of left us on our own, and we hopefully didn't cause too much trouble. I can remember one time, there was one time when I think the 3 of us, myself, Pat, and Teddy, I think we were all on the same bus going to school. And we got in the habit, got back to my father, there was this one kid. And we're not bullies by any means. We're not built for it, I guess, but this one kid we just picked on. We tripped him as he was going down the aisle, and we pushed him, and I don't know what we were doing. Squirt guns? Oh yeah, that's right. He was walking by, and we'd hit him with the squirt guns, all 3 of us. So he'd go to bed. Yeah, he'd go to bed. He'd go to school, and he'd be soaked. Anyway, but I got back to my father, and he sat us down. And, you know, he just kind of gave us the lesson where it wasn't a yelling festival or anything. He just kind of said, you know, how would you like to be in that position? And, you know, we thought about it, and we agreed. We didn't want anybody treating us that way. So, you know, we kind of learned our lesson. We stopped picking on this kid. And then it was, you know, he was always involved in Cub Scouts and Webelos, Boy Scouts, or whatever. So he ended up having to take care of this kid in one of his Webelos, the kid that we were picking on. And he ended up being the biggest pain. I mean, he was a pain. That's why we picked on him. But he didn't know that. So he got to know him, and he's just like, oh, God, now I know why you guys were picking on him. So he kind of, you know, took us aside and said that, although he didn't approve it, he kind of understood. But his work ethic has always been nonstop. I mean, it always made me feel guilty to sleep in on Saturdays when I'd hear the chainsaw going. It was never, what? No, I kept sleeping, but it was just hard to sleep. But if you ever like spent any time with him while he's relaxing, usually he's just thinking of his next project. It's always a beer over, well, I think I'm going to do this, I think I'm going to do that. So, and it usually is knocking a wall down or a tree. And I think my mother knows that. But like Sharon said, we can't really imagine this situation. You can't imagine him being retired because he doesn't know how to relax. It's always the next project. And sending him on a vacation, we were trying to put our heads together on what to do for a present. And we wanted to send him somewhere, you know, relaxing and fun, but he doesn't relax. He can't just enjoy himself. He always has to be doing something. So that's difficult. He doesn't vacation well. That's why the island's perfect. He can always have a project and build this and build that, and cut that down. But we've all been instilled with a work ethic, and we, believe it or not, I work kind of hard. And I know what hard work is. I've seen it. But we're very proud to have you as our father. You've always worked towards improving our lifestyle, improving the house as we speak. You've got the place under construction. I don't know why. No, it's going to look good. It's going to look good. I always thought a cathedral ceiling was a good idea. I don't know. I think you should do it in the bedroom, too. Yeah. But I think also with this party, we kind of have to recognize my mother, who's been in the trenches all these years. And I don't think we'll ever have a retirement party specifically for my mother, but she deserves this party as much as my father, probably. She's put up with us and him, and she's threatened before to strike, but she never has. She always liked the idea of that union strike, but she was never able to follow through with that. But anyway, I know that my father's probably not going to slow down much with this retirement. It just gives him more time to do projects. And I'd just like to congratulate him on all his years in the union and thank you for providing for us as well as you did and working as hard as you did. And we love you very much. And also, again, we put our heads together and we wanted to come up with a gift that would mean a lot to my parents. So one is we've pulled everybody as a resource, and we're giving my parents a trip to Ireland. We, as a group, are giving my parents a trip to Ireland. We're going to put you on a tour bus, and they're going to take you through the stops. So you don't actually, have to drive on the wrong side of the road over there. You'll be on a bus. We're a little concerned about that, because we know he'll be hitting the pubs. But the trip to Ireland is a gift, and enjoy it. And it's scheduled for next weekend. So, no, we haven't put it in ink yet, but that's coming. And thank you again. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Enjoy the rest of the evening. We have a lot of entertainment and dancing and you name it. And please be sure to sign that book and make a note of anything you like in it. Thank you.
Let this go by without saying something, and it's not that I'm dying to get up and speak in front of this group of people, but I do want to thank everybody for coming and attending tonight. It's really quite an honor, and it's an honor I know a lot of people that deserve it a lot more don't get, and I really do appreciate it. I appreciated the stories by Guy, and of course they're all fibs. But it's amazing, and I know I'm truly blessed when you see the way I acted as a teenager, etc., and the results that you saw this evening with my family. I really blessed, and people kind of frown on having large families, but that's certainly my prize at this stage in my life is my family and my grandchildren, and I can't think of any better gift to anyone. But I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, and I want to thank my family and especially my wife Loretta. This is party is for her too, even though she's better than me.
Cheryl?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, Cheryl. Congratulations.
Tim,
you gotta get a little Kevin up here. Get him so he knows what to do. I noticed that right off the bat. Soda first. It's up to you to teach him. We want him there. Don't worry, this is coffee.
How's the mimosa going?
Tim and Cheryl, we miss you so. I'm happily unemployed right now. Hopefully I'll join you.
Yeah, savage tan, Mike.
What, you or me?
Me. You would think outdoors all day.
Yeah. You're wearing shirts, you can't.
You gotta look professional.
Buddy, I missed it again.
Large. Yeah. Iggy, what happened?
I went over to make mimosa. And I missed the whole event.
No, what happened last time? My name is Michael.
My name is Michael.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think, what time was that, Mike? You finally get in?
Okay.
About $10 with ticket lesson.
Okay. Lollipop races at 12:30, 2 to 3.
Oh, that is. Okay. What are you throwing us all off, Mike?
Screwing you all up. That's
Island soup.
Island soup.
You want a 7-Up
Good thing.
Get soupy in the end.
Hey, there you are.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Turn that off and
He passes out before the dance. He wakes up and he's fine again. He starts all
I haven't got my uniform on yet. Let's find out.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, sure.
Nice to have you here on this auspicious occasion.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Patrick. Come here and say hi to Mike. Want to get down? Okay.
Get down. That didn't last.
No. He wants to get where the action is.
Okay, and I'll get that.
Here we have here.
Yeah, you're going to have
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean that, but he might get confused.
Oh, yeah.
15 more, male or female. 15 more for the hardcore tournament.
Excuse me. Okay, there you go. One, okay.
Red? Red one? Right?
Why'd you sign up, Dad?
Huh? He's all set, huh? I signed up. Mario already signed up.
You all set, Tom? You okay?
What happened? You locked out last night?
Hi. You heard about last night? Things got ugly. What's that? I thought I was going to die up there.
Michael!
It was awful. All right. You gotta get this. Cindy, how are ya?
Good, how are you?
Good. So Carl doesn't make it down on field day, huh? Oh, sure he is. Yeah. Again. Sad.
Come over here.
Nice house though, but sad. Ooh, gonna be a hot one, huh?
much easier if you just hold one person hold the children, everyone else back up, they won't get confused. So one person, they're going to run back to. Same but on this side. You have one person, body,
Hey, Teddy. More of them, Daddy. Chill. Back up, file.
Okay, let's listen now. You gotta fight one at a time. Now your parents are going to bring back, you get three. One color in your hand, you raise your hand. Not that you get three, one color. Okay? I'm going to blow the whistle when it's ready to go.
Andy, did we see you running through Cold State Park the other day?
Everyone understand?
Okay, your hot dog is a car. I won't say anything.
Mike! Andy!
All right, Morgan! Ready to go, DJ!
One at a time now. You pick one up. Okay? You ready? Ready?
Did they get the key? Oh, I think they missed one. I'll go grab it. Did I grab it?
He's quite a competitor.
You had it when you were get all my chins.
Alright, enough.
Your mom could have remarried.
So your job of the day?
Well,
Are you on?
Go ahead.
Hi, Timmy. Hi, Cheryl. We wish you were here. It's kind of not the same without you. Hi, baby Kevin. Okay, Mike. Okay.
Lee, I was nothing to add to that.
Okay, Mike. That's a nice thing.
Way to go, Jim.
Yeah, way to go.
Cheryl, you too.
Okay, Mark. Look and say hi to Uncle Timmy and Auntie Cheryl.
On the
Say
cam.
hi. Look at the camera.
In the camera.
Look in the camera, Mark.
They're gonna see the tape.
Hi. Hi. Say hi to Uncle Timmy and Auntie Cheryl and baby Kevin.
She's looking for him.
Hi, Auntie Cheryl and Uncle Timmy and little Kevin. Bobby, say hi.
Look at all the pictures. Another one. Come on, see if you go with this one. Hey, that's not yours. Someone else's.
Connor, you didn't win. That's what happened. Oh,
Whatever you want.
Thank you.
okay. You have to sign up over there. Right now. Sign up in that corner. They haven't told me about the...
Yeah, you got some nice stuff up there.
That was good.
You drinking? Jug of water? Belly.
Big fox. Thank you. We're gonna give it a shot.
Oh, we do.
No, I thought
we passed it.
We just made it. I'm married.
Give me.
I need to run down. Oh, I guess this is the
How'd you do? Second? Nice. Hey, buddy. Better.
I was really impressed by that.
It is. It's awesome.
It's nice quality.
I know it's best.
They have one that follows your eye now. The spot.
That I've seen. It puts a beam in
here.
Yeah.
A laser follows your eye.
Lisa back.
Whatever you're looking at.
You going for good?
Through the viewfinder.
You fading? All right, bud. We'll talk to you later. There you go.
Good night, Lisa. You did very well. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she's going to me. I'm not sure if I'd like that follow your eye. No, I told you.
How does he know what to do? Oh my God, I can't believe how much he likes this. Okay, move it back a little bit. There you go. You like that, Pat? You like the keys better.
Are you getting what you need?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah, in a minute after you finish with Uncle Michael. Sorry, man, no
What? What, no chicks?
well, let's
Is that what you're gonna say? Alright. Smile. I can't believe him. How'd you like him wearing those all day, Chef? How'd it get old? Do you like these?
Yeah. I did see this. I did see this.
What's that key?
What this key is?
That key goes to my front door.
I did see it.
I don't know. That one's to my side door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see it at the top.
Yeah, that one's for my Jeep.
You have it.
Yeah, you like my Jeep.
How many minutes? How many minutes?
I don't know.
How many minutes?
I don't know what you... Go let Julie in.
Sharon's brother Michael. Hi. This is Julie Kenny, Michael.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You're filming and playing with these things?
Yeah, because it's a new, I mean, this is just a prototype I put together.
Yeah.
He's doing exactly what I wanted. I mean, he knew to squeeze the heads before I even told him.
Really?
It's the strangest thing.
Meow. How's the boys?
Good. Good. Still came home tonight.
Yeah, we'll put this right here. I just don't want you to... Oh, put those right on the floor. Or how about right here on the chair? That's a good spot. How about you play more with the toys? Okay? Move the chair. You like that? A little closer to you. Enough, huh?
Yeah, enough.
Come here.
Enough.
Come here.
Enough.
No, you don't have to play with this. Come here. I'll put your sticker back on your head. You want your car back on your head? Come here. Look.
Wait here.
Okay. Hold on one sec. Let me give you a big smile. Get a big smile from you. You gotta smile. Ready? Smile again. And again. What's it doing?
I did wait here.
You know, you look good when you smile. Okay, Pat, sticker.